2,
Go live,
1.
record. Good morning, hello, and welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. This show is all about the events that occurred on this date in years past, both recognized by other historians, but mainly things we personally find intriguing enough for us to bring to you. The sources of this information come from the Smart Device application Today in History. What happened today in history?
Historical calendar and on this website, onthisday.com.
Correct. For links to those sources, the music, and anything else potentially interesting, check the underbar of the description below. Anyway, I'm Alexander.
Sohan.
And you, viewer, are you? Today is Thursday, aka Thursday, May 11th, 2023. Man, I am way out of practice. Anyway, do you want to start us off here? And I failed to research and write, so we're going to go back to our normal format of 3x3, if that's cool.
Okay. 330. Newly built city of Constantinople bicentennium dedicated becomes the capital of the East Roman Empire.
Oh, wow. That was today. Huh.
Yeah.
Dang.
Oh, so...
Can you imagine, like, sorry to interrupt, but can you imagine, living in, Constantinople or, what's it called today? Istanbul?
Istanbul.
Yeah. Like, knowing that city has been built for, like, since 330, like, let me do the math here. Let's just see how old, because that city is older than our country, like, twice as older, if not, well, far longer. 2023 minus 330. Pardon me. 1,693 years old. Holy crap, dude. That is one old city.
Yeah. Also, 1068. Matilda of Flanders, wife of William the Conqueror, is crowned Queen of England in Westminster Abbey, London.
Alright.
And 1189, Holy Roman Emperor Frederick I Barbarossa and 100,000 Crusaders depart to Regensburg for the Third Crusade.
Dang.
Because 1 and 2 weren't enough, they needed 3.
Yeah, well, I think there's like 7 or 8. Like, there's a lot of crusades. The first 3 were the major ones, and then everything just kind of like, tapered off, fizzled, didn't get as much publicity.
Does that sound familiar?
What?
4, 5, and 6.
4, 5, and 6.
It's a major.
Huh.
4, 5, and 6 is the important.
That's interesting. You're talking about Star Wars. Yeah, I saw where you're going. I saw where you're going there, buddy. I'm a nerd too. Don't forget that. So, we have something here in 1310. 54 members of the Knights Templar were burned at the stake in France for being heretics. Whoa.
Yep.
That's a lot. Let's not...
I think they talk about that in the that one movie, the Da Vinci Code.
Yeah, because we all know that the papacy did not want to pay the debts they had to the Templars, so instead they just turned around and accused them of being heretics, and ended up killing a lot of them, like imprisoning a lot, as it's known, or theorized at least, the Freemasons are an offshoot of the Knights Templar that went underground, metaphorically speaking. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, 1502, Christopher Columbus began his 4th and last trip to the Indies, which apparently they still thought it was India, despite it not being India.
Probably the people who were paying him were just shaking their heads like, this is the 4th time.
Yeah. Like, how many times do we have to send this guy out to his death for him to actually die? Get with the program, Chris.
One of the people, as you pull up their flintlock, fine, I'll do it myself.
Oh my God. In 1751, Pennsylvania Hospital was founded by Dr. Thomas Bond and Benjamin Franklin in Philadelphia. Dr. Bond. So, it's too bad he wasn't named James Bond. Ooh.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell this 1752 one here? That's interesting. I just saw that.
Yes. 1752. First U.S. fire insurance policy issued in Philadelphia.
Oh, nice. That was back when we were still a colony, actually. So.
Oh, also 1800. French naturalist Jean-Baptiste Lamarck gives his first lecture outlining his theories of evolution at the Muséum National d'Histoire Naturelle in Paris, France.
All right, that's cool.
Ooh.
Oh man,
Also,
look at that picture. Dramatic much? Oh, I've been shot. Oh dear.
I'm thinking he missed something. Oh, she fainted. Like, no, don't fall there. Also, 1812, British Prime Minister Spencer Perceval is assassinated by John Bellingham in the lobby of the House of Commons. London, ironically, descendants of both later stand for the same seat in Parliament at the same time, but neither win.
That's funny. Well, not funny, but
Yes,
that is ironic.
irony.
Yeah, that's weird. You know, like dude, like there's so many strange, like little weird coincidences in history, like how Lincoln had a Kennedy in his staff, and then how Kennedy had a Lincoln in his. You know, and they both got assassinated. Like well, yeah, well, like one, like Lincoln got assassinated by John Wilkes Booth, who was an actor, and then
And Ford Theater.
Kennedy, who was an actor, got assassinated by a former Marine, allegedly. So, yeah. Anyway, what happened in 1820?
1820, launch of HMS Beagle, the ship that would later take a young Charles Darwin on his famous scientific voyage
Oh, all right. So the Beagle was
to,
launched. Cool.
to eat one of each animal.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, you know, like if you're gonna figure things out, figure everything out. You know, like is this edible? You know. So at some point, Charles Darwin did eat a Galapagos turtle. I bet PETA is not too happy about that. So, at 1841, U.S. Charles Wilkes landed at Fort Nisqually in Puget Sound. Okay. Then 1850, work starts on the first brick building in San Francisco. Wow. So before that, I guess everything was just, you know, wood shacks and shanties and such. And we got another event of interest here in 1864. Confederate General Jeb Stuart was mortally wounded at Yellow Tavern. All right.
Mm,
But he was a Confederate, so I don't care.
yeah. Also, 1865, Confederate Brigadier General Meriwether Jeff Thompson surrenders at Jacksonport, Arkansas.
Huh. All right.
And in a assassination attempt in 1891, the Otsu scandal while visiting Japan, Prince Nicholas, later Tsar Nicholas II, survived an assassination attempt.
Dang. And that was the one who later did, yeah, executed by Bolshevik firing squad in the basement of Ibadev House.
Yep.
And so later in 1918, he did die. So,
Yep. Also in 1893, Henry Desgrange established world's first bicycle world record traveling 325 kilometers. It is 21.95 miles per hour.
wow, that's cool.
That's fast.
Yeah, actually, that is pretty quick on a bike
I
there.
wonder if he was going down the hill.
I don't know. Anyway, moving on up into the next millennium, 1900, or next, not millennium, but next century, I guess. James J. Jeffries knocks out James J. Corbett in 23 for her heavyweight boxing title. Dude, every time I see that guy, he looks like, what is it, Hardy from Laurel and Hardy? One of those two. Like,
Okay.
and,
He'll be a comedian, not a boxer.
I know, but he looks like him. Like, anyway, 4 years later, 1904, Andrew Carnegie donated $1.5 million to build a peace palace. Oh, how philanthropic, you know? Anyway, back to you, good sir.
Sure. 1917, King George V grants royal letters patent to New Zealand.
Huh. wonder what that
Oh,
means, but cool. Oh,
okay.
oh wow.
Oh well, what?
You'll see. 1919.
Talking about this one, 1919. Washington Senators future Baseball Hall of Fame ace Walter Johnson pitches 12 scoreless innings in a famous 0-0 duel with Jack Quinn of the New York Yankees at the Polo Grounds.
Wow, not 1 point for either side. That is, like when it comes to that, you don't know if you both suck or you're both really good. You know, one of the two.
Correct.
Uh, ooh.
And 1921, the Allied Supreme Council warns Germany to pay reparations or the entire Ruhr Valley will be occupied. Germany agrees.
Dang. Poor, Germany, they really did get the shaft at the end of the First World War. Like, if we hadn't done that to them, yeah, granted, they were, the most formidable force of that war, but they weren't really, involved in the aggressor. They just got pulled into it because of diplomatic alliances and whatnot. But if we had not treated them so harshly, I don't think Hitler would have been able to rise to power. Because that was his main backbone, is how Germany got fucked. So, anyway, 1924, Pulitzer Prize awarded to Robert Frost of New Hampshire. Alright. And we got some British Golf Open here. 1928, British Open Men's Golf at Royal St. George's Golf Course. Walter Hagen won his third of his 4 Open Championship titles, 2 strokes ahead of fellow U.S. citizen Gene Sarzan. Alright. And then we got, let's see here, 1929, first regularly scheduled TV broadcast 3 nights per week. Interesting. The birth of these scheduled broadcasts, which, we subscribe to such a mentality here at the OMNI Coalition. 11 and 3 just for ye, or all for thee, not for ye. We are not affiliated with Kanye West in any way. So, anyway, 1941, Mr. Sohan, that's interesting right there.
1941, first Messerschmitt not 109 Fahrenheit. No, that's not Fahrenheit. The first Messerschmitt 109 F shot down above England. That's in a plane.
Yeah, it's a German
So
aircraft.
I'm about to say.
There's one of these here.
I don't know why I thought Fahrenheit.
Yeah, that was weird. I was just like, oh, what?
But sometimes, how they will not put a dot.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, 1942, William Faulkner collection of short stories Go Down Moses is published.
Alright, that's a bit of a questionable title right there, but okay. Ooh.
In 1943, Hermann Goring division in Tunisia surrenders.
Good. Oh, yep. Moving on up to 1953, Winston Churchill criticized U.S. Secretary of State John Foster Dole's domino theory. Hold on a second. Let me check that up. Domino theory. Let's see here. That sounds interesting. The domino theory. Here we go.
He said, "You do not put pineapples on a pizza."
Hey! Don't you talk heresy like that. Pineapples belong on pizza. That is God's gift to mankind. Anybody who disagrees is nothing more than an internet NPC repeating the same crap that they hear on every Facebook, Twitter, Instagram post. Hating on pineapple on pizza is a sin. So.
I don't like it though.
Well, I mean, everybody's entitled to their opinions and different tastes, no matter how invalid.
No, I like pineapples on pizza. It's different, but it's good.
Yeah, no, like seriously, like the triple P pizza, pineapple, pepperoni, pan pizza. So the 4 P's right there. That's the best right there.
I just go straight for Hawaiian.
Canadian
ham
bacon /
pineapple.
ham, Anyway, no, let's see here. What is this? President Dwight D. Eisenhower coined one of the most famous Cold War phrases when he suggested the fall of French Indochina to the communists could create a domino effect in Southeast Asia. The so-called domino theory dominated the U.S. thinking about Vietnam for the next decade. And yeah, he was 100% right, you know? Because at the end of the day, like, you know, when you pit communism versus capitalism, you know, communism always wins because they have no morals. Like, they get things done because they don't let anything constrain them, and that's the danger. You know, they beat us to space. They beat us, you know, to landing on the moon. Not person, but like they landed a probe on the moon. They landed a probe on Mercury. You know, like they're the first animal in space, first man in space, first woman in space. You know, like. So anyway, what happened in 1956, Mr. Sohan?
1956, Elvis Presley's first entry on UK charts with Heartbreak Hotel.
All right.
Why are you using a picture of chubby Elvis?
I don't know.
It's plump Elvis.
Plump Elvis. Elvis in mid-transition to morbidly obese Elvis.
Also, 1958, U.S. performs atmospheric nuclear test at Bikini Island.
Huh. You have another one, 1958 as well. You got one after another. Huh.
Yep. Also, 1958, U.S. performs its second atmospheric nuclear test on the day. This one at Inarek Atoll in the Marshall Islands.
Yeah, the Marshall Islands. Like, wow. So I never knew that they did two in one day. I mean, that doesn't sound like a big deal, but like, really, why are you blowing up two nuclear devices in the same 24-hour period? That's a bit excessive. Like, on top of the excessive nature of the whole project to begin with, but yeah. Anyway, 1959, Mary Rogers and Marshall Berer's musical Once Upon a Mattress, that sounds provocative right there, starring Carol Burnett and directed by George Abbott, opened at the Phoenix Theater in New York City, later transferring to the Alvin Theater, running for 244 performances. That's not bad. Oh. 1959, New York Yankees catcher Yogi Berra's errorless streak of 148 games end. Wow. That's a hell of a streak right there. That's too bad, though. Two more games, he would have had an even 150. But, you know. But Yogi Berra, like Yogiisms. Like, I gotta look at more of those again. Those are funny. Anyone who doesn't know what Yogiisms is, look it up. Like, you know, one of them is hurry up and wait. Like, they're always like some kind of weird quasi backwards thinking, you know, counterintuitive statements. It's just, they're weird. Anyway. 1960, Israeli soldiers captured Adolf Eichmann in Buenos Aires. Ah. Alright.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
Okay. 1962, Antonio Segni became president of Italy. Alright. 1963, LA Dodgers pitcher Sandy Koufax threw his second career no-hitter, defeated John Marichal and the San Francisco Giants 8-0. Wow. Well, you know, it doesn't take too much brain power to figure out who the superior team is, and that's, you know, placement right there. 8-0. Woo. Yeah, Statue of Liberty. What's going on here? 1965, Ellis Island added to Statue of Liberty National Monument. Oh, okay. Because, you know, there's the Ellis Island, and then separated is the Statue Island. I think they're separated, or I think they might be connected by, I don't know. I don't know. Anyway. 1965, John Kander and Fred Ebb's musical Flora, the Red Menace. Their first collaboration stars Liza Minnelli at the age of 19 in her Broadway debut, opened at Alvin Theater, New York City, running for 87 performances and earned Liza a Tony Award. Cool. And oh hey, Liza Minnelli right there, look at that, 1965. This is the same thing. They posted the same, wow, it's the same exact article, except this one focuses on John Kander, and this one focuses on Lisa. Huh, that's weird. Anyway, we got a music single here. Oh, Sohan, are you back?
Yeah, you have returned music signal at what year?
1968.
Okay, you can do that one.
Alright, Irish actor Richard Harris released single MacArthur Park. It became a million seller, topping the charts in Canada and Australia, and peaking at number 2 in the US and number 4 in the UK. Alright, that's pretty
You got a
cool.
park. You got a park named after Douglas MacArthur.
Hmm. Apparently, MacArthur Park.
Okay. Also, 1969, British comedy troupe Monty Python performs, made up of Graham Chaplin, John Cleese, Terry Gilliam, Eric Idle, Terry Jones, and Michael Pollan.
Oh, cool. Monty Python on this date in '69. That's pretty cool.
Yep. Also, 1970, The Long and Winding Road becomes Beatles' last American single release.
Aw. Well, it was a long and winding road.
Yep. Speaking of long and 1970, Henry Morrow is murdered in a violent racial motivated crime in Oxford, North Carolina.
Yikes. That sucks.
Yep.
1972, Giants traded Willie Mays to the Mets for pitcher Charlie Williams and a pocket full of cash. Or maybe several pockets full. I don't know, depending on how big the wad is. But dang. And while that was happening, 1972 as well, John Lennon said his phone was tapped by the FBI on the Dick Cavett show. Huh. Okay. Well, we went from, hey, is this wiretap, to, hey, wiretap, what's the recipe for pancakes? Like, now we have a wiretap in all of our pockets. Crazy. We got a film release here in 1973, groundbreaking Indian crime film Zanjeer, directed by Prakash Mehra, and starring the angry young man Amitabh Bachchan, was released. And anybody who wants to sit there and judge me by how horrible I butcher these names, why don't you come on the mic and try to do one better? You know? Put your money where your mouth is. Anyway, back to you, Mr. Sohan.
1974, ABC Records released Steely Dan single Ricky Don't Lose That Number from the Pretzel Logic album. It peaked at number 4 in the US, making it their biggest hit.
Yeah, well, I wonder, though, if Ricky, indeed not lose his number, or what? I want to follow up, that. Did he do what he was told, or did he lose the number? Come on, Ricky,
I'm
fess
guessing he
up.
lost that number. Also, 1975, Natalie Cole releases her debut album,
Inseparable.
Inseparable, wins 2 Grammys.
Cool.
And 1977, Ted Turner manages an Atlanta Braves game.
All right.
Yep, good old Ted Turner.
Yep. 365 days later, 1978, Margaret A. Brewer was the first female general in the USMC, United States Marine Corps. Dude, nice.
She must have been the meanest woman there is.
Oh, God, she must have been a see you next Tuesday. But hey, in the Marines, you gotta be, a biter.
That's what I'm saying. She was the toughest nails person.
Yeah.
She could probably biting the nails and build a house by spitting in the nails in the boards.
Yeah, probably.
No. She don't even need to do that. She'll probably just stare at the damn stuff and it'll build itself in fear.
Yeah. And 2 years later, 1980, Pete Rose, at the age of 39, stole second, third, and home in one inning for Phillies. Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive. And back to you, sir. You got a music premiere here.
1981, Andrew Lloyd Webber's musical Cats, based on poetry by T.S. Eliot, directed by Trevor Nunn, opens at the New London Theatre in West End, London, runs for 49 performances. Why does Andrew Lloyd Webber look like a weirder Mike Myers?
He does. He has I don't know what's going on with him. But holy crap, dude. That's a lot of performances right there. Wow.
Yes, it is. Also, shy away from 9,000.
Hmm.
Also, 1983, Alan J. Lerner and Charles Strauss musical Dance a Little Closer opens and closes at Baranovsk Theater, New York City after one performance. That's gotta be bad.
One performance. Oh
Or
wow,
the
rip.
best, or the best ever that, it killed the audience in.
That sounds familiar. Isn't that something out of Funny Bot from South Park or something?
I think so.
I don't know. Anyway, 1985, Madonna's "Crazy for You" single went on #1. Okay. Ooh, this is interesting. 1987, first heart-lung transplant took place in Baltimore. Wow.
It is.
It was that recent. Like we're talking about, like, appendectomies in like the mid 1800s, and heart transplants and this transplant, and but then as recently as 1987 was the first heart and lung transplant. That's a lot more recent than I would have thought. With how everything else has been going, but that's still pretty cool. So. And we also got 1989, U.S. President George Herbert Walker Bush ordered nearly 2,000 troops to Panama. Yeah. I wonder if.
Yeah, because I'm guessing because his son could get his cocaine.
Oh.
I'm joking.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
Good old W. 1990, New York Yankees traded Dave Winfield to the Angels for Mike Witt. All right. Well, and judging that there's only one of them up here, it appears that Winfield is the better player. Anyway, go for it.
Also, 1993, 28th Academy of Country Music Awards. Garth Brooks, Vince Gill, and Mary Chapin Carpenter win.
All right.
Yeah.
Why does Vince Gill look like some kind of teacher? Like, he looks like he belongs in some elementary school science class or something. I don't know.
Also,
Ooh, 1994.
1997.
Okay, actually,
1994.
Really quick. The Naked Gun.
Jim. Oh, okay, Naked Gun. 1994, Naked Gun 33. 3 3/2 Final Insult released in France.
Huh. That's a strange place for it to be released. But
yeah. Also, 1995, more than 170 countries agreed to extend the nuclear non-proliferation treaty indefinitely and without conditions to prevent the spread of nuclear weapons.
Good. Good. Like, we were talking about this yesterday, actually, about how nuclear weapons are more of a deterrent. And they are. Like, because as soon as one person launches, everybody's going to launch, and we're all going to lose. Like, they're also, unfortunately, very antiquated, because now we have, orbital bombardment and cyber warfare. I mean, like, to bring up a recent thing in history, more of a current event, and I haven't looked into this, so, take it with a grain of salt, but apparently, Ukraine tried to assassinate Putin with drones. They attacked the Kremlin itself. Now, because we're allied with Ukraine, we can get our teeth kicked in, cyber warfare wise. Because think about this: if Kim Jong-un can conduct the biggest cyber attack in recorded history so far against Sony just for a movie, then what will a head of state, especially someone like Putin, do when his life is threatened? Like, that is.
I don't know. I don't think that happened.
I don't know. But whatever the case, it scares the hell out of me.
All that shit was publicity, just to make sure that a mediocre film, which it was mediocre as fuck, try to be serious.
Yeah, still a good movie.
Because, really, I remember Team America World Police had something like that.
Oh, yeah.
And nothing. So, yeah, it was all publicity stunts.
Yeah, not surprised.
I don't even think Kim Jong-un cares about that.
Yeah. Probably too busy drinking Hennessy or something.
Man, too busy. No, that's his daddy.
Oh, oh yeah, he likes
That was
Patron,
his
right?
daddy.
Not Hennessy, Patron.
Or probably too busy playing, learning basketball from Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, speaking of Dennis Rodman and sports, you got some sports history here.
Yeah, 1997, chess playing computer Deep Blue, developed by IBM, defeats Gary Kasparov 3.5 to 2.5 in chess.
I don't know how the scoring system works in chess. I just thought you know,
I'm
checkmated,
guessing
but
time. I'm guessing time.
okay,
I'm guessing.
all right. We got some canonization here. 2007, Pope Benedict XVI canonized the first Brazilian-born saint, Fray Galvão. All right. And then 2008, Cheryl made a guest appearance on the Latin-themed VH1 reality show Viva Hollywood. Okay.
Charo, I think.
Charo? Churro? I don't know.
Not Chiro.
Charo, Chero, Chiro, Charisse, Bibbidi Bobbidi Boobidi, I don't know. 2008 PGA Players Championship TPC at Sawgrass. Sergio Garcia of Spain claimed the biggest win of his career to date in a sudden death playoff over U.S. Paul Guidos. Huh. Alright. Back to you, sir. Ow.
Yeah. 2009, an American soldier in Iraq opened fire on a counseling center at Camp Liberty in Baghdad, leaving 500 U.S. soldiers dead and 3 soldiers wounded.
Oh, that's
Horrible.
not good. Whoa, what? What the hell happened
Also,
there?
I don't know a lot of shit.
Geez, sounds like somebody snapped. Yikes.
Probably, Section 8.
Yikes.
Also, 2010, David Cameron becomes Prime Minister of the United Kingdom after forming a coalition government between the Liberal Democrats and his own Conservative Party.
Hmm.
Also, in 2010, El Morado Marcos wins election to the House of Representatives of the Philippines, representing Ilocos Norte province.
Isn't she the shoe lady? She had like hundreds of millions, if not billions, of dollars in offshore assets and like
Yes,
corruption.
that was her. That was her.
Hmm. Let's see here. 2012, and take this with a grain of salt because it is China. Chinese scientists break world record by transferring photons over 97 kilometers using quantum teleportation. Yeah, I don't think that's true. No way in hell China, of all people, or of all countries, would be like doing things like that. They're notorious for stealing other people's things, not breaking any grounds themselves. At least recently.
They're breaking ground so they can steal faster.
Oh well, yeah. Oh, good thing that Evergrande went, Evergrande, right? Not Evergreen, Evergrande. It's collapsed. So, anyway, 2013, Bayern Munich set a new Bundesliga points record of 91. What the hell is Bundesliga? What the hell is that? Let's look at that. Let's look at that up here real quick. Oh, it's a thing. It's a soccer league. Okay. Oh, the more you know. We got another event of interest here in 2015. Record price for a work of art at auction. Picasso's The Woman of Algiers, the version O, sold for $179.3 million at Christie's in New York. Jesus. Wow. That's ridiculous. Money laundering, let's take a look at this. What did it look like? So, version O, images. Okay, so that sold for nearly $200 million. Okay. Okay. Cool. Back to you. You got an event of interest here, Mr. Sohan.
Also, 2016, Brazilian Senate votes to suspend President Dilma Rousseff and put her on trial for budgetary violations.
Ah, yep, not good. Oh, here we go.
Also,
Me too. Wah.
also, 2019 American actress and Me Too activist Alyssa Milano urges women to go on a sex strike after Georgia state passes new abortion law.
You know, when the only card you have to play is what you do between your legs, that makes you a slut. Sorry to say, but it's true. You know, like diversify your portfolio, Milano. Anyway,
Also, 2019 South African preliminary elections return, ruling Cyril Ramaphosa ANC party to power with reduced majority 58%.
okay.
Yeah. Also, 2020 Colombian airline Avianca, in world's second oldest, becomes the first major airline to file for bankruptcy due to COVID-19.
Oh my God, that's awful. Oh, and let's see.
I can finish the rest for you.
Yeah, I'm just looking at things to see whether or not I want to continue because I don't want to talk
2021,
about Brandon.
I know. 2021, first major U.S. offshore wind farm off the coast of Massachusetts approved by Biden administration.
But what about the birds? The environmentalists are going to cry about the birds. Oh, boo-hoo. You know, and not to mention all of the disruption of sea life on the offshore ecology. What about them? The fishes, wah!
Okay, I'll be right back.
All right. Yeah, and so anyway, that shall conclude the show. Once again, you can check the underbar of the description for any links you may find interesting, including but not limited to all things OMNI Coalition, which in itself includes So Ends Twitch, you know, Romister's YouTube, my YouTube, which this streams on, as well as on the OMNI Coalition's YouTube and stuff. Anyway, for your dose of Best Events Daily, we stream every day at 11 in the morning Pacific Time. Let me save that. There we go. Which is 12 Mountain, 1 p.m. Central, and 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. For all of you and all of us, I am A.O. Xander. I was joined by SoAn, and of course, you are you. Until you catch us tomorrow, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles! Where's my